Well, howdy there, friends. Today we're embarking on a remarkable journey to catch a glimpse of how the cast members from Welcome Back Kotter have changed over the years. We'll be revealing their true identities and ages, and you're in for a real treat as we compare their youthful days on the show to the present year of 2023. So don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. You're ready for this ride? Let's get this journey rolling. Number 1. Gabe Kaplan as Gabe Kotter. They say laughter is the best medicine, and if that's true, then Gabe Kotter is the ultimate cure, with a wit as quick as a lightning bolt and a charm that's simply irresistible. Gabe Kotter is the undisputed champion of punchlines and the virtuoso of comedic timing. When he starts cracking jokes, you won't be able to hold back the laughter. It'll come pouring out like a dam bursting at the seams. But Gabe is more than just a funny guy. He's got heart, and he's using his comedic genius to make a difference in the lives of the sweat hogs. As a teacher, he's been in their shoes, felt their struggles, and faced the same challenges. He gets it, and that's why he's on a mission to help these kids turn their lives around. Mr. Gabe Kotter was an unconventional but well-intentioned character portrayed by Gabe Kaplan, who also co-created the show days. These ideas directly influenced the creation of the character, Mr. Kotter. Kaplan's acting career is closely associated with his role as Mr. Kotter. He attempted another series in 1981 called Lewis M. Clark, but it was cancelled by NBC after just 8 episodes. Interestingly, Gru Marks himself was set to make a cameo appearance on Welcome Back Kotter in its second season, but he was deemed too weak to perform. After arriving on set in the mid-1980s, Kaplan took a break from acting and immersed himself in high-stakes poker. He became a commentator for poker tournaments and even participated in the series High Stakes Poker on GSN. Gabe Kotter played by Gabe Kaplan when he was 30 years old, and now he is 79 years old. Number 2. Ron Pilo as Arnold Horek. How could we forget him? Arnold Horek got a voice that can shatter glass and gestures so grand they could fill a stadium. He's like a live wire crackling with energy, and he's here to light up the stage with laughter. Arnold might not be your typical bookworm, but hey, who needs textbooks when you've got a brain that soaks up knowledge like a sponge? His thirst for learning is absolutely insatiable, and it's infectious. Arnold Horek is the guy who will move mountains to support his pals, need a shoulder to lean on. Arnold's there, feeling down. He's got a goofy joke that'll have you in stitches and your spirits soaring. What makes Arnold truly special, though, is his vulnerability and sensitivity. He wears his heart on his sleeve, and that makes him incredibly relatable, and downright endearing. Every gesture, every expression, it all comes together to capture our hearts and keep us laughing. Arnold Dingfelder Horek, the clash clown of the Sweet Hogs in Welcome Back Kotter, made a significant impact in his first major role. Following his success on the show, Palo continued to work in the entertainment industry, securing guest roles in popular series like The Love Boat and Chips. Throughout the 80s, he often played quirky and eccentric characters. In addition to his television work, Palo was active in movies and made occasional appearances on both stage and screen. Later in his career, he returned to the theatre and took on cameo roles in various sitcoms and lesser-known animated shows like Duckman Arnold Horek, played by Ron Palillo when he was 26 years old. Sadly, on August 14, 2012, Pilo suffered a heart attack at his home and was taken by ambulance to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced dead on arrival. Number 3. John Travolta as Vinnie Barbarino. Well, this guy's got looks that could rival a movie star, and Vinnie Barbarino is as smooth as silk when it comes to conversation. He is the kind of person who makes life look like a breeze, and he leaves everyone around him in absolute awe of his confidence. With V around, every interaction becomes a comedy show, and he's the headliner. He's got that magical ability to keep the laughter rolling, and you'll find yourself hanging on to his every word, waiting for the next dose of humor. Vinnie Barbarino, with his stylish feathered hair, became one of the biggest heartthrobs of the 1970s, a role that many people tend to overlook, that of one of the key characters in the chaotic events of the 1976 film Carrie. Just a year later, he achieved worldwide fame by showcasing his dancing skills in Saturday Night Fever. Then he solidified his legendary status as the bad boy T-Bird Danny Zuko in Grease. Travolta managed all of this while still being part of the Kotter cast, although his early exit from the show for a significant part of season 4 was prompted by his burgeoning movie career. John Travolta truly became a movie star, and one of his notable roles is in the 1994 film Pulp Fiction, where he and Sam Jackson formed one of the best duos of the 1990s. If you can think of a better duo, feel free to share it in the comments. In 2019, he took on a quirky role in a film titled The Fanatic, written and directed by Limp Bizkit frontman Fred Durst. In the same year, he appeared in Trading Paint and The Poison Rose Vinnie Barbarino, played by John Travolta when he was 21 years old, and now he is 69 years old. Number 4. Marcia Strassman as Julie Kotter. When life sends its trials their way, Julie becomes Gab's unwavering support, much like the sturdy oak tree that stands tall in the face of the storm. As a wife, Julie embodies the essence of the ultimate companion. As Gabe embarks on his journey as a teacher at his alma mater, it's Julie who firmly stands by his side. Amidst the whirlwind that often accompanies such endeavors, she transforms into Gab's rock, a lighthouse of stability and assurance. Julie's love and empathetic nature are the secret weapons in their shared odyssey. She's his confidant, his loudest cheerleader, and his most trusted as Nurse Cutler on the popular TV series Mass H. Following this, she had a notable role in Welcome Back, Kotter. Interestingly, producers briefly considered casting Farrah Fawcett for the role, but ultimately decided against it as they believed Gabe Kaplan and Farrah didn't appear to be a barely-able couple. Mara Strassman took some offense to this decision. Farrah Fawcett went on to star in Charlie's Angels the following year. In 1989, Marcia Strassman connected with a new generation of audiences by playing the mother in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. She reprised this role for the 1991 sequel and received praise for her performance in these family films. One of her later notable roles was in the TV spin-off series TRERS in 2003. Julie Kotter, played by Maria Stman when she was 27 years old. Unfortunately, Stman died of the disease at her home in Sherman Oaks, California on October 24, 2014. She was 66 years old. Number 5. John Sylvester White as Mr. Michael Woodman. Now high school isn't always smooth sailing. There are rebellious students to contend with the everyday chaos that comes with the territory. But fear not, because Mr. Woodman is the steady hand at the helm that keeps our ship sailing. True, when this man speaks, you best believe. You should be all ears. His words aren't just spoken, they're pearls of wisdom cast before us, his students. He's the voice of authority, the North Star guiding us on this incredible journey towards knowledge and personal growth. So to Mr. Woodman, our esteemed captain, we say thank you for your dedication, your wisdom, and for being the guiding light on our educational voyage. Smooth seas or rough waters with you at the helm, we're bound for success. John Sylvester White portrayed Vice Principal Michael Woodman on the iconic 70s show Welcome Back, Kotter. While certain elements of the show may be considered less acceptable by today's standards, characters like Vice Principal Woodman contributed to the series' classic status. Woodman, though not an outright villain, served as the show's antagonist, and John Sylvester White skillfully portrayed the character's disdain for the sweat hogs and Kotter. Prior to his role on Welcome Back, Kotter, White had a brief career in show business, with minor roles in series like Kojak, Mr. Michael Woodman, played by John Sylvester White when he was 56 years old. Sadly, he died on September 11, 1988, from pancreatic cancer in Waikiki, Hawaii, at the age of 68. Number 6. Robert Heggies as Juan Epstein. Juan Epstein, a mastermind when it comes to avoiding the hallowed halls of education. Seriously, he's practically an artist, always scheming and conjuring up the most creative excuses you've ever heard just to dodge those dreaded classrooms. Epstein doesn't just have a few go-to excuses, he's got a whole roster of fictional relatives longer than a laundry list. I mean, this guy's imagination is like a well-oiled machine. When it comes to avoiding school, it's almost impressive. But here's the magic of Epstein. He's not just a sneaky schemer, he's the street smart charmer of the sweat hogs, and he's got charisma and wit that can make even the toughest teacher crack a smile. When Epstein gets going with his jokes and pranks, he turns the ordinary into an extraordinary explosion of laughter. The classroom is never dull with him around. The best sitcoms often feature diverse characters who bring unique qualities to the table, and one Epstein was certainly a distinctive member of the Welcome Back Kotter cast, portrayed by the talented Robert Hages. Epstein was the tough guy among the sweat hogs and took great pride in his Puerto Rican and Jewish heritage. In the 2000s, Hages returned to his home state of New Jersey and taught at his alma mater Rowan University. A fun fact is that Hages was actually cousins with the famous rock star John Bon Jovi. Following his time on Welcome Back Kotter, Hages made occasional appearances on television, often as himself on game shows, and he primarily focused on stage work. Hayes' final on-screen appearance was in a 2007 episode of The Singing Bee Juan Epstein, played by Robert Hages when he was 24 years old. Sadly, on January 26, 2012, Hages died from an apparent heart attack at John Kennedy Medical Center in Edison, New Jersey, at age 60. Number 7. Lawrence Hilton Jacobs as Freddie Washington, the smoothest operator and the fashion icon of James Bonan High School, the one and only Freddie. This guy's got style that could rival a runway model and charm that could make hearts skip a beat. We're talking about the ladies' man extraordinaire. Freddie is the master of cool, and he's always rocking the trendiest threads, strutting through those high school hallways like an absolute superstar. I mean, seriously, you'd think he just stepped off a magazine cover. When things get tense, Freddie knows just how to turn it around and make it a barrel of laughs. So here's to Freddie, the high school legend, who's got the looks, the charm, and the sense of humor that keeps us all smiling. Keep strutting your stuff, Freddie, and keep making James B. Cannon High School a whole lot cooler. Lawrence Hilton Jacobs began his career in the 1975 black exploitation film High before joining the cast of Welcome Back Kotter as one of the sweat hogs. During his time on Kotter, he also starred in the iconic miniseries Roots. His next regular role on a series came in 1989 with Alien Nation. Hilton Jacobs even portrayed Joe Jackson in the miniseries The Jack Jays: An American Dream. In 1992, in addition to his acting career, he ventured into the music industry, contributing vocals to Rick James's 1981 album Street Songs. Hilton Jacobs has continued to work in acting over the years and currently serves as a series regular on the urban movie channels A House Divided. Freddie Washington, played by Lawrence Hilton Jacobs when he was 22 years old, and now he is 72 years old. Number 8. Stephen Shortridge as Beau DeBar. Beau DeBar is the kind of friend we all wish we had, the one you can count on, always there with a smile and a word of support. Beau knows the power of a listening ear. When you've got something on your mind, he's right there, ready to listen and offer a friendly word of advice. But he's not just about being serious. B's got a knack for cracking a joke that can light up the gloomiest of days. He's the human embodiment of good vibes. In a world filled with main characters and their big stories, Beau is like a ray of sunshine breaking through the clouds. He adds that much-needed dose of light-heartedness to the mix. You know the feeling you get when a cool breeze hits you on a scorching summer day? That's B refreshing and uplifting. Stephen Shortridge took on the role of bored Baudelaire in the final season of Welcome Back Kotter, adding a touch of southern charm to the show. While his character was introduced as a replacement for Vinnie Barbarino, Shortridge played the part with grandiosity to fit in with the sweat hogs. His presence aimed to inject new life into the show during its last season. Throughout his brief career, Stephen Shortridge primarily worked in television, making appearances on shows like The Love Boat and Fantasy Island. His final on-screen appearance came in the 198 movie Say Anything. Following his exit from show business in 1989, Shortridge pursued other artistic endeavors. Beau DeBar, played by Stephen Shortridge when he was 24 years old, and now he is 73 years old. Number 9. Vernie Watson as Vereen Williams. Vernon Williams is not just a student, she's a force of nature. Imagine a walking encyclopedia with the uncanny ability to drop knowledge bombs and effortlessly ace every exam. Yep, that's Vernon. When it comes to academic excellence, she's the reigning queen, and everyone else is just trying to keep up. Now, while her fellow students might occasionally get caught up in all sorts of mischief and mayhem, Verna Jean is the calm in the midst of the storm. She's the North Star, guiding her friends with a level of wisdom and sensible advice that seems beyond her years. In a world that sometimes feels like pure chaos, Vernay is the anchor that keeps the Sweat Hogs grounded and focused. Vernay Watson-Johnson, a character actress with a prolific and decades-spanning career, graced some of the most iconic American television shows of their respective eras to a generation of viewers. She is most fondly remembered as Viola Five Smith, the mother of Will Smith's central character in the immensely popular sitcom The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, which aired on NBC from 1990 to 1996. In addition to her live-action work, Watson-Johnson established herself as a prominent animation voice artist. Her vocal talents enriched various animated projects, further showcasing her versatility as a performer. Beyond her impressive on-screen and voiceover work, she made headlines in 2005 when she appeared as a witness for the defense during the second trial of Michael Jackson on child molestation charges. This multifaceted career journey reflects Ver Watson-Johnson's enduring presence in the entertainment industry. Vernon Williams played by Ver Watson when she was 26 years old, and now she is 74 years old. Number 10. Deborah Lee Scott as Rosalie Hottie 2. DeLee Scott, known for her role as Rosalie Hotsy Tatsy during the first season of the show, was a beloved character at James Banan High, particularly among the boys in the Sweat Hogs. Her popularity soared in this role, and she gained recognition for her performance. Before her stint on Welcome Back caught her, Scott had already made her mark in the entertainment world. She notably appeared in the 1973 film American Graffiti, directed by George Lucas. Throughout the 70s and 80s, she continued to take on small but memorable roles in both movies and television. In the mid-80s, Scott expanded her portfolio by featuring in 2 installments of the Police Academy film series. However, she gradually shifted her focus to behind-the-scenes work in the entertainment industry, marking a transition in her career. Vernon Williams, played by Deb Lee Scott when she was 22 years old. Sadly, in 2005, Scott moved to Florida to live with her sister. Shortly after her arrival, Scott fell into a coma and she was hospitalized 3 days later. On 5 April 2005, she took a nap and died in her sleep. She was 55 years old. We really love the cast of the Welcome Back Kotter. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please like, comment and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you on the next video.